Hello everybody. Today I am going to share with you the video of second part of the chapter United Nations and its organizations. Through this video I'll be explaining you the remaining 3 organs of the United Nations. As first 3 organs we have already done in our previous video, and the last 3 organs will continue in this video. So let us begin with the explanation. Well, the next organ is the International Court of Justice. Now, this International Court of Justice, the very name itself suggests that it is a judicial organ of the United Nations. That is the organ which is developed for solving the disputes between different units of United Nations or between the different countries. Fine. Now it is situated at Hague in Netherlands. Now this International Court of Justice, its headquarters, it is in Hague in Netherlands, and out of the 6 organs it is the only organ which is not located in New York. Rest all the 5 organs, they are located in New York, their headquarters are in New York. Only this International Court of Justice is out of New York, which is in Hague, Netherlands. Now coming to its composition, it has 15 judges which are elected by General Assembly and Security Council for the period of 9 years. Now General Assembly and Security Council together they decide about the 15 judges, and these 15 judges they have to work for the period of 9 years. Now what is the role of this International Court of Justice? As it is a court, that means settling the disputes. Okay, now let us see in detail. The court's role is to settle disputes in accordance with international law. The law has been made which is international, means which apply to all the countries, and to give advisory opinions on legal questions. If any country want to take any advice from International Court of Justice, the International Court of Justice give the advice also, but that advice is not binding on the country. That is just an advice, as if you are asking for advice from somebody has given you. Now it is your choice whether you want to go with that advice or you want some other opinion. Okay, so same is the case over here. If countries ask for advice, the court give advice, but that advice is not binding on the countries. Well, all the member states of United Nations can appeal to the court for justice for their matters. If any country faces any kind of problem, or the citizens they face any problem, they can appeal to the International Court of Justice also for granting them the justice. And those countries which are not the members of United Nations, even they can make appeal for justice. Well, coming to the official language for their administrative work, for their paperwork, the official language is English and French. The administrative work is done in English and French. And the Security Council has been entrusted with the task of getting the decision of the court implemented. It is the duty of the Security Council to see that whatever judgment has been passed by International Court of Justice, the country concerned should adhere to that judgment. They have to follow that judgment. They have to follow the decision which has been given by International Court of Justice. So this organ try to solve the dispute between different countries and between the issues which are raised in a particular country also. Let us do with our next organ. Well, the 5th organ of the United Nations is the Secretariat. The Secretary General is the chief administrative officer and the head of Secretariat who directs its work. Now, Secretariat is a body or is an organ of United Nations which takes care of the day-to-day functioning of the organization. And the head of this functioning is the Chief Secretary, who direct that which work has to be done when and by whom. The appointment of Secretary General is made by General Assembly. This we have already discussed, that General Assembly with the recommendation of Security Council, they select the Secretary General. The provisions are that recommendation by all 5 permanent members is compulsory. Now, when a Secretary General is to be elected, all the 5 permanent members must say yes to the choosing of that particular person for the post of Secretary General. Even if one member has used his veto power, means one member said no, then in that case the particular person will not be appointed as the Secretary General. The working period of the Secretary General is for 5 years. His tenure is for 5 years, and then after every 5 years, a new Secretary General is appointed. Now, what is the work done by Secretary General? He participates in all meetings of the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council. Means these first 3 organs, the Secretary General has to attend their meetings, and his job is to keep the record of all the proceedings, the minutes of meeting, what things are discussed in the meeting, what was the result of meeting. All these records has to be maintained by the Secretary General. He is also entrusted with the responsibility to present the relevant records before all the organs of the United Nations. Now, even this point I have discussed before, that whatever records are there of different organs or regarding the meetings and all, it is a duty of the Secretary General that he must be having all those records, and he has to present those records before any organ of the United Nations who demands that record. Any kind of record can be demanded by any kind of organ, and he has to present the record. Next one is, this organ carries out the day-to-day work of the organization in offices and duty stations around the world. Now, how this organ works? This organ works because there are number of offices and duty stations which are established in different countries of the world, and Secretariat, whose main headquarters is in New York, it takes care, it keeps a check on all the offices of Secretariat throughout the world, and these all offices, they have to coordinate their work with each other. Next one, under Secretariat there are different departments having a distinct area of action and responsibility. Different departments coordinate with each other for the smooth function of UN. Means the Secretariat is having sub-units also, sub-departments also. Those departments have been given different kinds of work, and accordingly the work which has been assigned to them by the Secretary General, they keep on doing their work, they keep their reports, they update their work, and most important, these all departments, they coordinate with each other, because things cannot go independently. Things cannot go in isolation. The things have to be dependent upon each other. So same is the case here also. These all departments, they coordinate with each other. Only then the United Nations is able to function in a very smooth and effective manner. Well, our last organ, that is the 6th organ of the United Nations, is the Trusteeship Council. Now, what is this Trusteeship Council? Let us see. The Trusteeship Council is made up of 5 permanent members of Security Council. The permanent members, they are the part of Trusteeship Council also, and they look after the economic and social development of trust territories, which under the supervision of UN has been the responsibility of Trusteeship Council. Means there are some countries which are called as trust territories, and it is a duty of this Trusteeship Council, that is 5 permanent members, to take care that economic and social development is going on in these trust territories. Now, what are trust territories? Let us see. The trust territories were those areas which were under the control of Germany and Japan after Second World War. Now, all those areas which after the ending of Second World War, the areas which came under the control of Germany and Japan, they were the trust territories. But if we talk of the present time, presently those all areas, they are independent states today. They are no longer under the control of any country. So we can say that there are no trust territories today, because all those areas, all those states, they have become independent states and they are part of United Nation itself. So as an important organ of UN, it was a duty of this council to make these areas, that is trust areas, of states capable of self-governance, in which the United Nations has succeed. Those areas are self-governing and they have become the independent countries. Now there is no particular function of this council, as whatever work was allotted to this trusteeship council, it is over now, as there is no trust country. So there is no particular function of this council, as almost all the states have become capable of governing themselves. All the states have become free. Its mission is accomplished, its mission is completed, but still this organ exists on paper. We cannot say that this organ is deleted from the United Nations. This organ is still there, but they do not have any specific work. The work which was assigned to this organ, it is already accomplished. So with this we finish up with the 6 organs of the United Nations. In part 1 of this chapter, I explained you the first 3 organs, and in part 2 of this chapter, I have explained you the last 3 parts of this organs. Well, with this video, I finish up with the organs of the United Nations, and in the next upcoming video, I'll be sharing with you the agencies of the United Nations. Till then, keep on watching this video carefully, and in case of any doubts, you can contact me. Thank you.